I'm Milo. I hope you're having a lovely day. Sorry. Yes, okay. Bit of a complicated setup today. Today's stream is following on from all the various rare games that I've been playing, rare games that you don't often see. In fact, you might say they're rarely seen. And yeah, today's sort of an extension of that. We're going beyond rare to developers, the people who made the rare games, who've moved on and started their own companies or joined other developer studios and put out games on smart devices. I'm going to be playing most of it today from my iPad. Everything that I'm playing today, with the notable two exceptions, is currently available. Fortune Fisher's two games, Croco Bongo and Zoo Crew, which you can see in the middle there, are no longer available, but I'll talk about them briefly. But yeah, why don't we just get started? First up is Tengami from Nyamyam. Very nice. I always like to check settings first. Okay, that all looks good. So this game I think got a bit of attention when it was released. It's available on iOS but also Android, and for PC and Mac. Even got a port to the Wii U. All this in 2014. Yeah, I'll start the game, and as we play through it a bit, I'll tell you about the developer. Okay, so it's touch controlled, of course. We're sliding around. And yeah, it takes the form of a pop-up book. Very beautiful, actually. Wow, this is lovely. Dreams fading. Gone. Oh no. Very sad. Let's see if I can interact with anything here. Oh, the flower, of course. I don't know which screen to look at. I'll try and focus on my iPad. Whoops. Okay. Doing a capture method that requires it to be plugged in, and it seems to be working pretty well. I think I've done it before. So double tapping to walk. What does that remind me of? Something. I don't know. Ooh. Uh-oh. Careful of the wolf. You know, I've heard that wolves aren't actually very threatening to people in real life. Let's go say hello. Oh, I can't walk up there. Let's keep moving. So Nyamyam is a studio that was founded in 2010. So I think it's the earliest studio that I'm covering today. It's primarily it primarily was founded by two people, Jennifer Scneidereit and Phil Tossell, both of them having worked at Rare. Oh, okay. So the wind chime caused the wolf to howl, and then that piece of the landscape fell down. This is very latter-day Paper Mario, isn't it? So those two had been at Rare for various times. Phil Tossell, of course, was a long-time software engineer who'd worked on Diddy Kong Racing, Star Fox Adventures, Cameo, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, Viva Pinata Pocket Paradise, and Connect Sports. And after this, also contributed to Yooka-Laylee as a collaborator, as many ex-Rare devs did. You might find today that a lot of the people that we'll talk about were at Rare in later days. A lot of the old guard, the earlier folks, when they eventually left or got laid off in the great cleansing that happened around Connect Sport times. They, either went freelance or joined Playtonic, or at least collaborated with Playtonic on the Yooka-Laylee games, so that's nice. But anyway, Phil Tossell is definitely one of the old guard. Not at Nyamyam anymore. But yeah, let's talk about Jennifer Scneidereit as well, who they worked together to put together Tengami. So she is a bit newer in the industry. Okay, so I got to get rid of this wolf who keeps closing this, but maybe I can be quick enough. Run! Nope. So how do we interact with the wolf then? What's that shining thing? Maybe we'll move on a bit. Lure the wolf away. Yeah, that's it. If the wolf goes in there, and then I double back. Go, go, go. Alright, the wolf's still paying attention. Let's keep moving. Yeah, so Jennifer Scneidereit had previously worked on a few things, but in a design capacity, she's got a major credit on Tenchu Shadow Assassins, part of FromSoft's long-running Tenchu series of ninja games. She was doing design on that. That's a PSP and Wii game, by the way. A lot of wolves here. Okay. Yeah, so the story goes that these two, Phil Tossell and Jennifer Scneidereit, were working together on Kinect Sports. And, well, as with some other people around at the time were, I guess, feeling a bit creatively unfulfilled. So they were throwing around ideas for... I'm going small, bit of largest to smalls there. Okay, that didn't work. Smalls to largest then. That was the key, I think. I got a little jingle. Did I? They're lying down. I guess that means it worked. Oh, well, now that they're asleep, we can double back and open that staircase without the wolf bothering us. Yes, so they were working on Kinect Sports. They were like, hey, I've got this... Together, they had this great idea for this sort of pop-up book inspired adventure game. And so they left and they formed their own company, Nyamyam, and created Tengami. During the design process, another person joined them, Ryo Agarie, who was also a rare dev, had been there since Perfect Dark Zero, but also worked on Diddy Kong Racing DS, V Pinata DS, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and the first two Kinect Sports games. After finishing Tengami, I guess they were throwing around ideas for other projects, and at that point Phil Tossell and Ryo Agarie, who had been members of the board of directors, decided that they would leave and pursue their own things. So Jennifer Scneidereit remains as the key member of the company, and she put together the next game that they worked on, Astrologaster, which is a sort of... what century is it? 16th century or something, like comedy astrology narrative game. Looks very interesting, and has a similar kind of pop-up style to this one, but with a different cultural inspiration there, being more medieval or Renaissance Europe. Phil Tossell actually came back to collaborate on that, so while no longer being at the company, he still contributed to the follow-up game. Yeah. And speaking of ex-Rare devs, as with a few of the titles we'll be playing today, David Wise, longtime, genius musician at Rare, who's responsible for many excellent things that went on there in the music department, among others. Yeah, he did the music for this game too, so there you go. Crest is still at the bottom of the well. How do I get it out? Oh, now that it's fallen out, maybe it'll float. Aha, there we go. A little puzzle there for you. Yeah, so David Wise has a distinctive style, but he also has a lot of range, clearly, because this is... not something that's inside his usual wheelhouse, but yeah, it's a really cool game that was made by just a few people. Let me see. Because I'm playing on my iPad, I don't actually have a copy of my own stream open. I have a chat window from my browser, but nothing's come up in it yet. So what I'm going to do is just check on my phone. I should probably have a third or fourth device here. Actually, it looks like the volume's a bit low, so I'm going to turn that up. Oh, I haven't logged in. Okay. Bear with me. We're just going to enjoy this for a bit. I'll turn up the volume. Sorry, I didn't look at it. Right. Of course, I have two-factor authentication. Okay, here we go. Alright, no one else is watching. That's fine. So I'll put that up there. I'll bring up my notes. So, just a second here. So I'll be able to refer to these on the computer screen. If I move that over there, that should be fine. Almost. Okay, perfect. So I'll bring that back now. Okay. Oops. Alright. So, Tengami. Let's continue. Whoop. Gotta put this somewhere. Oh, told you this was a complicated setup. What's the time? Alright. Let's play for another few minutes. But there's a lot more games on my list today. It's a big showcase. This is quite captivating though. I can't wait to play more of it on my own time. Okay, now we've got a crest, we can open this gate. Do we need to open our inventory? No. Approach the gate. I like how my character is paper thin when turned side on. Of course. They've gone really all in with this pop-up book aesthetic. Sliding, yes. Oh, I love it. Okay, now that we've opened the gate, we essentially unlocked the next scene, which we then just turn the page to access. Tapping, sliding, only on a touchscreen, people. I wonder how the PC version works, actually. Of course, the Wii U version would make use of the gamepad's touchscreen, of course. Right. Now that we're here, we can go inside. We found a flower. Interesting. What does it mean? Aha, the back door. Can't get through this little screen. Maybe I'll go out the back or out the front and then come in the back. Lanterns. I can see lanterns from the door, so I guess I'll go down here. Bit puzzly. Now that I come to pay attention to the music, I am actually noting similarities to some of Wise's work evident in his Star Fox Adventures soundtrack, or Dinosaur Planet, as we heard several weeks ago. I tell you, the man has range. There were definitely some Asian influences at times in the instrument choices for Star Fox Adventures. I don't get it. Hang on. Just go back here and stand behind the building, would you? Oh. Bit hard to directly control this guy. Maybe we can go over here. That is directly behind, isn't it? Yeah, I'll try and stop behind the house. Come down here, lad. Actually, oops, doot. Sorry. Okay. Just trying to figure out if there's any chat that I should be seeing. No, no, no. Don't go that far, dude. Stop. Can I turn, swipe? Oh, I've got a hint. Let's do it. Let the lanterns light the way. Okay. Maybe my first instinct was correct. I could go and interact with those lanterns. It seemed like they were separate lanterns. But I'm trying to like swipe and turn, but your view is kind of more or less fixed. Alright. Let's go. Oh, there's more lanterns outside actually. I guess I'll check those ones out. Well, I haven't been down here, have I? Because it sort of dumped me right in front of the house first thing. Aha. Ooh. Ooh, a secret entrance. Okay. Intriguing. Some stairs, but I have to get up there first. Aha. Cool. What a beautiful game. A lot of optional lanterns over here. Some of them were hiding secrets. Some were not. And now they're all gone. Oh wow, the catacombs. Okay. I guess I'll get through this bit and then we might move on. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the look of this, it's, like I said, available on PC. If you've still got your Wii U kicking around, you can play it there. But iPad is actually quite a good way to play it. Even a phone would be acceptable, I think. And Astrologaster, of course. Ooh, actually, I don't know what platforms that's on. I'm sure it's on iOS and PC as well. But I didn't double check that. That one has a lot more words. This one seems to be almost... Oh, we actually do have a haiku here. No, not quite a haiku. Wolf sleeping beneath pale moonlight. Dreams unfold. That's clever. Get it? Unfold? Okay, now we're back here. And that's the first chapter done, which I think seems a good place to take a pause. Or, yeah, move on. So, that was Nyamyam. Jennifer Schneidereit's company. Now we're going to move on to Gory Detail, who at this point have put out 3 games. Although one is kind of a different version of the other one. And they're currently working on a 3rd and 4th. So we eagerly await more details about that. So the first game they put out was Parashoot Stan. Oh, that's right. This is a portrait mode game, which is cool. The reason I chose the iPad to play on today is because when playing portrait mode games, you actually get a wider view than if you would be playing on a phone. So imagine your phone, say you're watching like a video compilation in landscape, side view, and then suddenly there's a video that someone took with their phone just straight upwards. It's a tiny little strip in the middle of your screen, isn't it? So on iPad, it's a bit wider, so it takes up a bit more of the screen real estate. Anyway, what we've got here, the menus are a bit busy, but let's just start and show you how the game works. So there's a gyroscope controlled game, an auto-falling endless thing. Now you can hold down your thumb on the screen to pull out your parachute and go slower, which gives you more control to grab things, but you're always on the run from Baron Bully and his nozzes. As you can tell from maybe some of the theming here, this goes back to, well, I didn't talk about who's behind this company yet, but Chris Seavor is the one who started Gory Detail. Of course, he worked on Killer Instinct in an art capacity, but is more famous for being the director and lead designer on Conker's Bad Fur Day, the kind of relaunch of the Conker series into a mature kind of comedy game. And also, of course, worked on Live and Reloaded. Okay, I've rescued the dog. Oh, the dog doesn't join me straight away? No. This is kind of a tutorial. It's introducing you to all the game aspects, but whoops. Okay. Taking a hit is no huge deal, but we will lose some speed or time or whatever. Yes, so Chris Seaver's there on sort of direction, design, art, and he's being helped by Shawn Pile, who is an engineer, worked at Rare on such things as Bad Fur Day, Live and Reloaded with Chris, as well as Nuts and Bolts, as a lot of Rare people did. I think a lot of teams got pulled in to assist on that one. What else have I got here? Oh, Viva Pinata Pocket Paradise again. That surprisingly came up a few times. Okay, I got a resupply of pants from that blimp. And the dog is now helping me as well on a little lead. You get different dogs as you progress. You can unlock new dogs to help you. And I love the way they're modeled. Very cute little things. So the blank eyes on that dog are a little creepy. Yes. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Shawn Pile also worked on Connect Sports 1 and 2 and Connect Sports Rivals before leaving and joining Chris at Gory Detail. Okay, so I've actually lost my clothes. I think that's... oh yeah, Pal Pal. So my dog does an explosive fart that destroys all obstacles on screen. It looks like the health system is actually getting hit removes articles of clothing, much like, say, the original plan for the health system in Banjo-Kazooie, where Banjo would wear a hat and shoes and stuff. What's a better example? I can't think of one. Anyway, if you take too long or get slowed down by obstacles... oh my gosh, I really did not expect that. That's a bit of Bad Fur Day flavor coming in. Bit of the old ultra-violence. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so the whole game is a race away from the Noz Fortress, the flying airship of Baron Bully. And he'll always catch up to you and destroy you. But the story is that you are Stanley Ottershaw, an operative in the war, whatever war this is, stealing secret plans from Baron Bully's airship and then parachuting away with them, or free-falling at first. Yes, hence the name Parashoot Stan, because Stanley is our main character, and as Gibbon will tell you, I hope Gibbon shows up at some point. Yeah, a bit of a headcanon connecting this character to Stanley the Bugman from Donkey Kong 3. It's very tenuous, but it's fun. Okay, so now that we've done a run and got a bit of money, we probably can't afford anything, but there's some nice whistling here. What can we do? New scarves. Purely aesthetic, I'm sure. Different parachute types. You know, I wonder if there's any, like, Conker references in here. The pig! Urchin Pig Girl. There you go. That's a reference. Yeah, I haven't seen any chat yet, Gibbon. Sorry. Gibbon's just sent me a Discord message. Well, you're the only one who chats anyway, so you know what? I'm just going to open Discord. You can put comments in there if you want. Or I will restart Twitch. That's a good idea, too. Yeah, sorry about that. Damn it, stupid Twitch chat. Every time. I'm an affiliate now. Surely I get special privileges. Not really. Where have I put the Twitch app? Here? Okay, found it. Relaunched it. Yes, I know I'm live. Given, if you wouldn't mind a little test chat or two, please. Anyway, oh, Banana, yes, very good. Chris didn't work on any Donkey Kong games, but that's a reference. What else do we have here? What? A reference to Doctor Who, the Fourth Doctor's famous scarf. Pirate, of course. A lot of pirate games. Oh, I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing the chat. Thank you, Gibbon. You may continue to operate in Twitch chat. Sorry about that. Yeah, Gibbon, of course, a big fan of the Gory Detail games and has examined them closely. She's saying no Conquer references that I have found, unfortunately. But yeah, we can see some of the other dogs that we'll unlock later. There you go. I detect some old school references here. In that, you know, old Ultimate games sometimes had a wizard involved. Wolfenstein is a little bit... nah. I was going to say maybe Saber Wolf, but probably not. I don't know what those do. So, yeah. Let's do another run. Do it properly this time. I've just stolen the plans and fallen out. You can see sort of this premise depicted in the YouTube trailer, or I think it's linked on the game page on Gory Detail as well. But when the game, this game launched on Android, they made a lovely trailer for it, which, sorry, just checking the volume. I might turn down the game sound a bit. Because this one's louder than Tengami. Yes, so when they launched on Android, there was a lovely animated trailer of kind of the game scenario, basically. Slower is easier, but Bully is catching up. And plenty of... Oh, great. When you're at terminal velocity, if you hit anything, it's not just a little bump. That's game over. And if you are familiar with Chris Seavor's work on the Conker series, he does the voice of Conker and many other characters. I find Stan's voice very reminiscent of that, because it's a Chris Seavor voice for sure. Oh, okay.
Let's get busy with this.
Gibbon saying there's surprisingly a lot of content, like there's not much to the game, but all the cosmetics and parachutes and buddies have little lore blurbs. That's awesome. Do you have to unlock them first? I'll check that out next time I die. Just gonna do one more run, I think, but we've got plenty more to look at today. So yeah, it's a fun little game. And, oh yeah, like I was saying, it definitely showcases one of Chris Seavor's characteristic aesthetic influences, which is the wartime era. Of course, the It's War chapter in Conker was had a lot of work put into it. It's one of the biggest chapters in the game. It influenced parts of the multiplayer, and the remake Live and Reloaded really took that even further with its multiplayer mode. The war theming and all that. So it's something that Seavor is very interested in. Hey, buddy, how's it going? That's lovely. It's pretty nostalgic, actually, hearing Chris Seavor's doing that voice, which is so similar to a lot of his Conker voices. Not for Conker himself, but there's a little bit of Conker in there. Anyway. So yeah, it's a trade-off between falling and thus getting more stuff and more points, but it being more dangerous versus slowing down and ending a run sooner. Oh, and you can of course tilt up and down to move around on the screen, as well as left and right. A lot of control. Yes. Suit me up. So Sorry, Gibbon, did you say anything earlier when I first started this before I was able to see your chat that you wanted me to repeat? I mentioned your headcanon about Stanley the Bugman. Oops. Bullies found you. Time to scram. So I guess if I am able to increase my speed here. Oh no! Here we go. It's the bully himself in a separate airship. This is interesting. I haven't seen this event before. Oh no! Noz has your plans. Wait, who's Noz? I know the Nozzers. The Nozzers are like Bully's minions. Oh, this isn't Bully. This is Noz. No, Gibbon didn't have anything to repeat, just being excited about the game. And there's the occasional boss encounter, as Gibbon says, and I've just found one, of course, but I was absolutely owned very quickly. We think Noz is a reference to Graham Norgate, who is, of course, was a collaborator of Chris at Rare. He's responsible for the music in... Oh gosh, what did he do? I know he did Donkey Kong Land, the original tracks in that. I didn't look it up, but off the top of my head, I can't think of any other ones. Gibbon, help me out here. But anyway, the Supreme Noz, he's also in Tracky Train. Yes, we will definitely get to that later in the stream. Let me just check if I can see any lore, so I'll just go up to this one. Nope, I think I have to buy them first, but I can't afford them. I still don't have enough cash. 484, yeah, not quite there yet. So I guess... Oh, that's some nice art. There you can see... I think that's Noz on the left, the bald one. I think that's a key feature of Graham Norgate. And the one on the right, I think you see that on the games page on gorydetail.com or co.uk or whatever it is, I don't remember. Labeled as the Nozzers, the minions of Bully. I don't know. I'm confused about the game lore now. Norgate did the FPS games, says Gibbon. GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Time Splitters, Crysis, etc. Yes, we will talk about Free Radical all as well later in the stream. You can also tap this button, I suppose. What does this do? I guess there's a link to the website there. Oh, the Twitter, apparently. Okay, that's fine. What else have we got? Yep, so that'll be the YouTube channel of the developer, where you can see these trailers and stuff. So yeah, that's Parashoot Stan. Cool stuff. You can play it as long as you want. Gibbon's filling me in on lore. Bully leads the Nozzers, and one of them is his second in command, the Supreme Noz. Not confusing at all. So before you close the book on Parashoot Stan, there's a footnote to that. Parashoot Stan Retro. This is kind of essentially a lower spec version of the game to be more accessible on lower powered hardware, I believe. But there was also like a little lore thing where on the website they're like, oh, Chris and Shawn discovered this buried in the backyard or went on a treasure hunt or something, and it's the original Parashoot Stan from the 80s. So basically it's kind of a bit more chiptune-esque sounds, similar graphics but a little bit pixelated. It's very advanced for the 80s, I gotta say. But yeah, there was a whole like mock-up fake manual and all this stuff, so that's pretty cool. You can go check that out. It's just, yeah, a little alternate version of the game with a different aesthetic. It would, I wonder if it would be better off just sort of bundling this into the main game as an option that you could turn on for how the game looks and sounds. But it's a separate app. You can get it if you want. I believe these games used to be paid and then have a light version. But as of now, they're free to get and play. So yeah, you can go on the App Store right now, get Parashoot Stan. And it's on Android as well, yes. Oh yeah, that's right. So for the quote-unquote original Parashoot Stanley game that this is supposedly like a version of, they based the manual artwork on a real actual game from the Spectrum, which Gibbon is saying that she tracked down once, but would have to look up again. Alright. So this is the same tutorial kind of stuff that we saw last time. Oops. Keep hitting those blimps. I think you might gather more speed if you're further down the screen. That would make sense, right? Looking at the little meter on the right, I don't know if that's true. But it feels true, anyway. Yeah, so you can get extra plans. I'm not sure what the plans do. Probably unlock stuff. That's more like it. Still got the voice clips, they're just a bit crunched down in this version. Whoop, oh! Okay. Resupply. Ta-da! Yeah, that's what I thought. You gradually gain speed as you go. Kaboom! So I'm not sure who did the music for this game, actually. Oop, dang it. So getting hit loses you a bit of clothes, but also you lose speed. Aha, bullies found me. Now we're going to get another little boss confrontation, I think. That's nice. Come at me. Oh! When I deploy the chute for my little safety net there, I actually lose my dog. So there's another element of trade-off to it. It's the Noz. Noz has your plans. What do I do? Oh no. Oh, that's cool. So this is where moving around the screen precisely comes into play as we avoid get in here to rank up. So I managed to avoid the bullets and I nicked some automatic guns off Noz and it's turned into a shooter. Wow, I didn't know this was in the game. This is crazy. Oops. Cool stuff. Who did the Killer Instinct soundtracks? Was that Robin Beanland? I feel like it was, because I think Robin Beanland gets a sole credit on the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack for Funky's theme, which is a reused song from the trailer for Killer Instinct in the arcades. Okay, yeah, Gibbon says Killer Instinct was Beanland and Norgate. Both. Also telling me that you can also dive if you flip your device forward. You won't find any plans while you get the gun, while you have the guns, but yeah. And we'll get less money. Okay, I'll try that flipping thing. Flip. Okay, cool. A little bit of a flick, and I gained instant speed. I missed the dog, oh well. But we've, whoop! Yeah, that's the problem with too much speed. Less control. Well, let's just end this one. Okay. Stanley has met his end. Just double check that it's all the same kind of stuff in here. Looks pretty similar. Yeah. Okay. So that's... and of course they're advertising their next game, which is what I'm going to move on to now. Gory Detail, after making Parashoot Stan, then made another game. Just checking my notes if I didn't miss anything. Gory Detail founded in 2012. I don't know if I mentioned that. Anyway. Yeah, Rusty Pup, or The Unlikely Legend of Rusty Pup. 2019 it said, but I think its first release is 2018. This game's available on iOS and on the PC for Steam. Yeah, people have been wanting more ports of it or something, but Chris and Shawn are busy working on their next game, of course. So this is another very touch-controlled game, much like Tengami. Gibbon is very happy to see this. I know she's a huge fan of Rusty Pup. Combing the game for secrets, doing multiple playthroughs, even buying extra copies just to give away. I don't know how to play the game. Okay, cool. So I can move these. It's the title screen is a puzzle in itself. Here we go. I can't move all of them, but I can hit begin. That's all we need. Clever. So, yeah, the kind of art style. Well, let's listen to this.
Did we slip? Did we jump? Or was it a push?
Sounds like the experiment from the It's War chapter, the little girl who was a puppet of the giant Teddy's monster. I love listening to Chris Seavor's voices in other games and going, oh, that's very similar to this voice in Conquer. What was I doing that with? Yeah, in Dinosaur Planet, going, oh, this sounds like the gargoyle. Anyway. That's Conquer. That is just Conquer. Anyway. So we can zoom here, and here we have Rusty Pup. Is this a toy that thinks it's a dog or a dog that thinks it's a toy? This is what the official website poses.
Oh, how very sweet. Seems we've fallen asleep. Really? Goodness sake. Quick, wake.
Oh, Chris. Love it. Oh, Gibbon knows the answer. He needs a scratch. Gently does it, my sweet.
Behind the ear. Oh, that isn't so bad.
Oh man, this is, yeah. So I noticed this from screenshots, but the game is visually very busy.
Over here.
It's not visually, it's not unlike Parashoot Stan, but it's something you got to get used to, and there will be more color later on, I'm sure. I assure you. I don't really. Okay, what's this? Okay, so we drag around to look around, tap on things. Let there be light, pumpkin. Pull down. Okay, so we've activated a light. I believe this is sort of indirect control. So Rusty Pup here sort of moves around, and we can interact with the environment to try and get them to do things. I think I saw someone compare this to Lemmings, just with one character. Or, you know, the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games would be a point. Yeah, Gibbon doesn't want to tell us it's a spoiler.
There, not too dark.
There we go.
Or is it too
Bit of
bright?
colour now.
A fussy soul you are. You like it just right.
I do.
Don't be scared.
So now there's some hazards.
Once again, seems we're stuck. To that gap, I would say. And be on our way.
What's this now? Oh, okay. Mind the gap. So yeah. This is very Lemmings and Mario vs. Donkey Kong. They're able to...
Nice buttons to press. Hurry then. Be industrious. We must both acquiesce.
Yes, we're able to... Whoops. Yeah. We're able to influence the environment by placing things down. Also a little bit like The Incredible Machine, classic Mac and computer game, where you build little contraptions and they sort of run on their own, depending on interactions between different characters and objects. So we're leading Rusty through this dangerous environment, and there's lots of levels in this game, lots of stuff to do, lots of puzzles to solve, as well as lore to keep an eye on, background details. Gibbon, do you want to tell us a little bit about the background story of this game that's going on? Because we're not going to get too far through it today. What's the time? Yeah. I'll give this another, say, 15 minutes?
I feel quite
Anyway.
content. For now, it would seem. But will we keep safe? Remains to be seen.
It's so intricate, the style here. This is Chris Seavor putting all of his heart into something, and the way it looks and the way it feels. And of course Shawn Pile did all the programming and stuff. Very nice.
Quite askew. Did I hear something?
Oh, I hope not. Let's pat the little doggy. Poor doggy. It's so cute.
Now, I have your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Let us see what is broken.
Oh, nothing, I hope.
Limping dog, smash, tender cold. Yeah, this doesn't look right. Rusty's clock on askew. Must be quick. Haste the news, lest we run out of time.
My name is Sam, you're here, and this is my den.
Friends, now's
That's
the
a little
time
bit
to
of
be bold.
background lore.
Look ahead, never back. There's a tale to be told.
Oh wow.
A story of hope. The good and the not.
So this voice is actually coming through
Much like wings.
these tannoys in the game. And in the background you can see the unlikely legend, Rusty Pup, the title.
All in the mind.
And credits at the bottom. Wow, there's so much going on. This is
Let
overwhelming.
This world be unkind.
And I'm not even doing anything. This is completely non-interactive, by the way.
For as
And the
it
GIMP.
begins, then so it will
They used the GIMP to create this?
will come.
That's crazy.
Past, you give up. The unlikely
I find the GIMP really hard to use. It's an image editing program that's open source. Anyway, Gibbon's telling us... yes, cool. Oh wow, okay, Gibbon says this is like if Mario vs. Donkey Kong was a Metroidvania. I didn't know it was like that. I thought it was level-based. That's fascinating. But, basically, this is taking place during an air raid by Bully and his Nozzers. And Rusty and his owner, a young girl named Sam, have been caught up in it. You lead Rusty around and get the narrative of what Sam is doing via the level titles. So this is one now, a snake in the grass, a ladder to nowhere. Snakes and ladders. A lot of background detail here. Can't zoom in any further, but I'm just poring over these posters right now. There's a sock, there's a clock, and there's some text. I'm not sure what it means. The voices are characters. It's level-based, but in the same way that Kirby and the Amazing Mirror is level-based. Ah, yes, okay. So, kind of traversable levels. Whoops. Oh, that ain't good. Yes.
Tap the badge with the R. That should find us again.
Oops. Okay, we're back. Oil change. Okay. So yeah, it's fun how just with two, relatively simple games, they're building up this fictional universe here. No, Rusty, stop. I don't have any bridges to place down, so we're gonna have to lure Rusty to the other way. So Rusty's scared of the dark. Nope. That's okay. That's something I thought I learned in a previous stage, but apparently not. Why don't we light that one and maybe... Hey. Yes, that's it. No? What? Still getting the hang of this, but... Oh, okay, that's a different pipe. Whoa, okay, that's a fair way around. That hurt. Is that an enemy? What is that? Some kind of robotic creature. I can't really tell. Maybe a pig head? Where are we? I can see again. Oh gosh, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Don't know where to go, what to do. Oh no, Rusty!
Broken bits, burned and bashed.
Oh no.
One eye on your friend to avoid being thrashed.
Oh, sorry. You unlock fast travel and get a world map after a while. The character I was looking at is a little buddy who extends your timer. So not an enemy at all. Come on, Rusty, let's go. Wake up, buddy. So falling on that pipe put me up in a different spot, but actually dying puts me back at the start of this level. So I probably actually do want to fall down. Oh, look at that sign. What does that say? Protect your eyes? Protect your eyes. Sure, that's good advice. How do I get to this little friend? Well, I can start by doing this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay attention and see what Rusty responds to. Don't think there's any direct method of interaction. But anyway, I couldn't figure out how to get over there, apparently. But we can go over here. So what now? These lights are giving out like rings.
Horrible thing.
Oh.
Bubbling brains in a jar.
Oh my.
I expect without these, we won't get too far.
So we found a collectible, a brain in a jar. No, pup. Rusty. Rusty is the name of the pup. Yeah. Gibbon's not wrong. This isn't a great game to stream if you're intent on actually talking and interacting with chat. Really need to pay close attention to what's going on. So the brains in the jar are the main collectible of the game. You can tap on the R to recenter on Rusty. That helps. Okay, so we're in a little zone here. Oh, we've been given some bridge parts.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! We're learning quite quick. But is that the right place? I know not. We must pay.
No, it's not. You're right. Should put them here. And then make. That'll let us continue over this way. Of course, they don't last forever. See, they're already crumbling. Or do they only crumble once you walk over them? Okay, so that didn't work. They're slightly too high, or too low. I need to put them, say, here. And then Rusty should get over there. Yeah, I figured it out. Little perspective trick there.
Time waits for none. Not watching that clock. You'll stop too. Be gone.
Case in point, I was not fast enough through this level, and I ran out of time on Rusty's little ticker. I guess Rusty is a clockwork dog, and only has so long. Yeah, you can see the key in the back of the head there. Dang. What's the time? I'll have one more go. Come on, Rusty. Okay. This time we'll pay close attention. Step one seems to be fall down here. Let's zoom out as far as we can go. That's interesting. And then this light will cause Rusty to go that way. Yeah, I guess the rings expanding is light sources, and the smaller rings is interactables. Okay, good. That clears that up. So we've fallen down here, and oh, I can actually hop little, well, Rusty can hop little gaps like that. Okay, where else should we go? Not this way. Rusty, no! How do I make you turn around? Don't go in there. Oh. Yeah, Gibbon says, most levels will be repeated, trial and error, while figuring out the lay of the land. Oh, there was another light chain that I should have pulled? Okay. And I was not fast enough. Alright, focus, focus. Come on, Rusty. You're gonna have to go over here. I'll set this up early. That'll get you down there. And since I know that's going to happen, let's go over here and see. So if we turn that on, Rusty will go to the left. I'll grab that brain.
That should find us again.
And I got that far before running out of time last run. And then I'll come back, I guess, and then fall down there. Oops. I guess the light expired? No! Rusty! What? No! Am I boned? Am I boned? Ooh, a toilet. I did it right that time. I pulled the light chain really early, It was probably too early, I guess. Am I wrong? I can't wait to put more focus into this game. Play it properly. But yeah, a bit of trial and error, of course. The blue lights go out after a while. Okay, so there's different behavior of different lights. Good to know. Only problem is when I play this myself, I will not have a gibbon helping me. Alright, now that Rusty's falling down here. Now. Of course, there's a ticking sound indicating that the... Yeah, and a little... yeah, like a handle. You see, when you pull that, there's a little hand that moves. Yeah, okay. This is the paying attention part of the game. Anyway. So we got the brain in the jar. We've gone in here, which takes us where exactly? Back here. So following that same path. We want to get to the toilet, but we also don't want to... This way! Okay, now that's a wall.
All stone and bricks, but use them with care, as not many are spared. Well, then,
We actually did it this time.
but is that the right place?
Yes, it is.
We must fit.
Okay.
Hop right in, have a seat. Take the weight off our feet. Close an eye, mind the hush. Time to purge, time to flush.
Flush.
Inside, mind's been fried, so send my way whilst still alive. Save those souls inside our tongue, then eat some more. Yum, yum, yum.
This voiceover character seems pretty sinister, actually. Alright. Rusty, come back, please. Use our 2 remaining bricks to make a path over here and to the way out. Thank goodness. Okay, so the goal is getting the brains and flushing them in the toilets.
Such a fool, so say I.
Oh.
This way then, if you must. I see all with this eye.
Well, this is all very mysterious. I don't trust that guy. Okay. Eat less bread. Yes, so this is some wartime rationing type posters. All fitting into that theme again. Eat less bread. What else have we got here? Switch off the light. Electricity rationing. Anyway, that's Rusty Pop. Hope you've got a good impression of it. And I'm not, very good at it, but I'm sure if you sit down and pay attention, it can be very rewarding. Yes, I liked solving that puzzle. And thanks for the encouragement given. Right. So now we have to talk about Fortune Fish. So Tim and Chris Stamper founded Ultimate Play the Game a long time ago. In the 1980, I believe. Works on some arcade games and then some Spectrum games. And Rare became extremely successful. Eventually they sold it off and they retired, but then they came back. So Tim and Chris Stamper and one of their sons as well, or maybe just one of them, the sources differ, but anyway, they formed this company called Fortune Fish in 2013. And they've soft launched some games, but nothing has stuck yet. Some of their games include That Bouncy Thing, which was available on Android for a bit, a kind of puzzle game with animals and a little bit like Rusty Pop. You put down different objects and to interact with the level. But a game that got all Donkey Kong Country fans' attention was Croco Bongo. Unfortunately, I can't play it because it's now been deprecated. But I did have the store page open. Oh, it's gone. I'm going to bring that up, but just to protect my privacy, I'll remove the view for just a few seconds, but I'll be there soon. Okay, Croco Bongo, here it is. So I have a good view of it now. I'll bring you back. So yeah, Croco Bongo, we should be able to see from the... No? Music, yes. The music is very important. This is essentially a rhythm platformer. Very much in the vein of Donkey Kong Country. Maybe a bit like Jungle Beat, I guess, in rhythm platforming, but a lot heavier on those strict rhythmic elements. This is kind of a prototype they put out. There were 5 levels available, and you can see a little preview of them here. You're tapping the screen to interact along with the music, and it's really cool in that way. The main character is a furry crocodile. So yeah, a lot of Donkey Kong Country stuff there. The sound that happens when you pick up the notes sounds a lot like the bananas. I can't actually give you a bigger view than this except for these pictures, so yeah, this is how the game works. Unfortunately, I can't play it anymore. I thought I could. That was going to be the headline feature of this stream, actually, but it didn't happen, unfortunately, but that's all right. Our good friend, Red-Crested Breagull, is able to play the game, is able to capture the footage, so hopefully soon there'll be a video online of the entire game. There's a couple of videos out there now, but they don't go through the whole thing. But yeah, I'll be sure to mention Breagull's video when it goes up. I'll probably put it in the description here as well, edit it in. Anyway, immerse yourself in this little rhythm platformer, perfect blend of music and action, so precise you can complete it blindfolded. Completely free, no ads, no purchases, just turn up the volume and play. Run, jump, and ride your way through 5 diverse and vibrant levels, each with their own unique and absorbing musical soundtrack. Your mission is to collect as many musical notes and totem tokens as possible, and drum, kick, and slam anything that gets in your way. This is rhythm auto-running like you've never seen before, with minecart mayhem, secret roots, and one very furry crocodile. Yes, unfortunately, I guess they didn't continue development of it, at least not yet, and they delisted the app. And now if you keep your iOS device up to date, you can't play it anymore, unfortunately. Sad, even if you bought it back in the day, and it's not available anymore. One thing that is still available in the Australian store, at least, but also you can't play it, is Zoo Crew Turf Wars. Actually, we can see a full view of it if I go through here. It's still up on the Australian iOS App Store, but it's not playable anymore. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. But we saw some key art for this on the Fortune Fish website, I remember, a while ago, and weren't really sure what it was, but the anthro animal characters are really cool. So it was apparently for this project, Zoo Crew Turf Wars, a match 3 sort of RPG combat thing, themed around kind of criminal heists and things. I'll show you the version numbering. Where is it? Version history. See, it was a 0.1, got to 0.5 2 years ago, but or 0.4 even. The last one's an automated update. Before, I guess, being discontinued. So yeah, there's the description. I'll show you what happens when you launch it, but basically it's nothing. There was a little bit of a musical sting there, but yeah, there's sort of an online component to this game that has been shut down. It can't connect to the server anymore, so as soon as you get far enough in this process, it's going to drop you an error. But yeah, that looked interesting. I especially like the character designs and stuff. The gameplay is pretty derivative of some other things on the market, but yeah, unfortunately, it's gone. The only thing that Fortune Fish has up on their website right now as a current project is something called Fashion AR, which looks pretty interesting. It kind of layers a cartoony look like you're a sim over a real life or even real-time photo or feed from your phone, and then you can put different clothes on yourself or the person that the camera's pointed at. So it's kind of like dressing up and fashion. I don't know. It's that kind of thing. interesting technology, and yeah, it's just unfortunately they didn't go through with Croco Bongo or Zoo-Crew. My theory about Zoo-Crew is that they did a soft launch in Australia but didn't end up releasing it anywhere else because yeah, I was talking to Briegel about this the other day and couldn't see it in that app store, the North American one, wherever that is. Okay, so that's Fortune Fish. Yet to see like a fully fledged product from them that lasts, unfortunately. But that's kind of the exception today that I mentioned before. Everything else is available currently on the App Store, can be played, can be enjoyed. And hopefully we'll get full video footage of Croco Bongo soon. I didn't go looking for Zoo Crew footage, but I assume there's none out there. Okay, moving on. So, Gibbon mentioned Tracky Train earlier as an example of the appearance of Noz. I just realized that I've played this game on my phone, but not my iPad. So we're starting from scratch here. The idea is that as you progress, you unlock more little characters. But maybe if... Yeah, I'll probably actually just connect my phone later and then we can have a look at some of the ones I've found already. But I'll show you how the game works first. So it's kind of an auto-scrolling thing as well, where swiping different directions to lay down track for a train that's following directly behind us. And we need to direct the train past these little characters that exist in this game world, and it'll pick them up. And then we need to deliver them to a station. And we want to avoid running into walls. Oh, there's Bear. I really should have tried to pick up Bear. That's not a station. This is a station. Kind of a bottleneck here. We're going to go through and drop them off there. So, yeah. And by dropping people off, you get money. You also pick it up in the world. But yeah, this is a game by Crash Lab. Crash Lab is a little... Oh, okay. Sure. Since we would have got a few people there, I'll show you... where's... Okay, maybe we have to do a real run first, but there's a whole, like, screen that shows you all the people you found. Anyway, Crash Lab, let me tell you about them. This is a studio founded in 2011 by Steve Ellis, Martin Wakely, and Lee Musgrave. So these are three guys who had worked at Rare or Free Radical. So Free Radical is kind of a successor studio to the shooter team, or like to part of the shooter team at Rare. Some of the people who made GoldenEye and Perfect Dark left and formed their own company, Free Radical, which then made Time Splitters, and they eventually worked on Crysis, got absorbed by Crytek UK, or became Crytek UK as part of the Crytek brand, I guess. Oh, this coin will give us an automatic bonus character, I think. And yeah, if you hit too many walls, the train will catch up to you and crash into you. Oh no! I missed Bear. Dang it. I really want to grab Bear. Yeah, because... Uh-oh. Yeah, I've crossed my path. Oh no, we can do that. Okay, as long as the train's not there, you can do that. Oh no. There's Bear again. Bear's very common, it seems, on this run. Oops. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to avoid anyone who isn't Bear. Come on. Don't see any bears there. Whoops. Ah, nuts. Well, now we're going to wait. And at the road too. Oh, that's definitely Bear. Now we just got to drop him off without losing our run. There's the station. Yes. Lovely. Yeah, so let me see. I've got some notes on who did what here. Steve Ellis worked on GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Time Splitters. Martin Wakely worked on Donkey Kong Land, Diddy Kong Racing. Blast Core, Jet Force Gemini, so long time rare employee there. Lee Musgrave, I've got down as having worked on Diddy Kong Racing, Killer Instinct 2, Jet Force Gemini, as well as being behind the visual design of the avatars for Xbox, and moved into management after that. So yeah, Crash Lab had a few other games out on iOS, including Twist Pilot, The Snowman and the Snow Dog, Crack Attack, but they've all been delisted now, unfortunately. They do have a new game out called Carnival Blast. It's a match 3 game, but Tracking Train is also still available. So let's get our free gift. It's money. Great. We'll use that coin to spin, so we get... It's a fruit machine. Hey! New train. New carriage. Lovely. Gives more passengers per run. And now that we've found a few passengers, let's see what they look like. So some of the default ones are sort of basic people. But because there's so many different people you can pick up, you can see there's 17 of 122 characters found. Gibbon says, man, this game is great. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, and because there's so many different characters to find, a lot of them are little references. So this is that guy, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. Here's Robbie from Batman. The Doctor, or aka Egg O Man. This is what's a face? It's Ginger Spice, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, there's tons of people. Some of them are references that I don't get, probably, but here is Bear. Some of these people, of course, being rare veterans, did a little cheeky nod to Banjo, the bear from Diddy Kong Racing, also Banjo-Kazooie. But couldn't call him Banjo because of legal reasons, I'm sure. Same with Plumber here, and Ryo, who is Ryu from Street Fighter. But yeah, tons of little references like that in here, among all the many characters you can find. But I have some of the other ones unlocked on the phone, so I'll show you those in a bit. But we'll do another run or two first. Yes. Bit of flickering on the screen. Don't know why that is. This is where you can change locations. Oh, okay, cool. Yep. And you can upgrade your train to get bigger. We can't afford it. And we haven't unlocked any other areas yet, but there's lots of different places that you take your train. So yeah, very charming. I like the voxel look for the characters and settings here. And yeah, just a nice color scheme and everything. And the gameplay loop is very addictive, but also very charming. And it's fun to find new characters and find the little cameos that are going to pop up. I think maybe you unlock more people as you get to new locations, but I'm not sure. I'm seeing a lot of the same ones here, so it might be a limited pool at first. And yeah, the train is always going to follow in your track, but if you double over yourself, it can be a problem, as we saw before, if the train is right behind you. Otherwise, it's fine. But you can easily lock yourself out of progress if you go past an entrance, and then, yeah, you can get stuck. It's possible. But yeah, I've spent a good while with this game, actually, on my phone. And yeah, like I said, I'll show you some of the characters I've unlocked. Of course, we're going to disappoint some passengers. We just can't fit them in the train. I feel like the name of this game, Tracky Train, is kind of a take on the extremely popular breakout mobile hit Crossy Road, although it's not really a similar gameplay style. But a lot of games took on that naming scheme, and a lot of games imitated the gameplay style of it too. So one of the other characters that you can find in this game is well, we saw Banjo, or quote-unquote Bear, but of course I mentioned Platonic earlier, and their kind of spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, Ukulele. Well, Yuka can be found in this game as a passenger character. Oh no, oh boy. See, I've actually just locked myself out there because you can't cross over the track. And because I put it directly in front of the boat, we were boned. Gibbon says, the new locations are really neat too. Yeah, why don't we show those off by plugging in my phone. It'll put the new characters you found at the front, which is nice. So this is like the guy from Back to the Future. Kate, probably a reference to some celebrity, I don't know. Anyway. Tracky Train, it's cool. Oh, I've just unlocked the Wild West, but gosh, I hope this works. I'm going to disconnect this. I'm now going to connect my phone. Click. Now I'm going to select phone here and here, which should give you sound as well. This is all my backup instances of these games on the phone, but some of them I've played already, so I can show you some of the characters in Tracky Train. And this is the problem that I was telling you about earlier. Look how tall and narrow the screen is on this widescreen display. So yeah, the game's all the same. I just wanted to show you. Oh yeah, Wild West, Military Base, Arctic Tropical. They're all lovely locations. How do you get to the book? Dang it. Can you only do that at the end of a run? Maybe. Okay, I've accidentally started a run, so what I'm going to do is bump. Oh, I know why we're not getting any sound, by the way. There we go. My switch was on. My volume switch, or mute switch, or whatever. Alright, so yes, lots of people in here. Oh yeah, the people from Top Gear, including Stag, Generic Ginger, Steve, possibly a reference. This definitely a reference. Here's Noz, Graham Norgate, aka Noz. And he's bald, of course. So this is the connection to Parashoot Stan with the Supreme Noz and the Nozes. There he is. So other people in here might be... I think Dean is an X-Rare person as well, or possibly current rare, don't know. Yeah, so they're going to include shout-outs to their friends in here like that, which is nice. There's Batty. Yeah, I don't... Hedgie. Victoria. Okay, that's definitely Spice Girls. Clipper. Love it. Classic Microsoft mascot Clippy. Ghosty as well. Rendered well in voxel. Oh, is that Beyonce? Cool. It's Mr. Blobby. Oh my gosh, I forgot Mr. Blobby was in this game. Amazing. Oh yeah, we got some Harry Potter characters here, including Haggis. Classic. Wow, I do have a lot of characters, don't I? Oh yep, I've got the Beatles, or at least two of them. There's Yuka. Rendered very strangely in voxel form, but, you know, fittingly directly next to Banjo Bear. Good stuff. This is Yuka's first appearance, by the way, predating the release of the game Yooka-Laylee, which caused a little bit of consternation at DK Vine. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Vera. Vela from Jet Force Gemini is there too. And of course there's the connections with Martin and Lee back to Jet Force Gemini. And so this must be a rare character as well, between the two, Jimbo. Oh, that must be Juno, the male counterpart to Vela from Jet Force Gemini. I think that's it though, because I don't think Vards is a rare person, a rare character. Yeah, and there's lots and lots of people in here. I don't think anyone else is relevant to this stream. There's a snowman. Oh, it's Bender. Great. A pig, a cow, different cow, a sheep. Yep. So that's Tracky Train. I'm going to switch back to iPad now for the rest of it, because nothing else relies on progress like that did. So it's easy enough to get it back up. Now that I've got it working, it should be cool. And yes. So what's next? Okay. Let me see. Hold on. My notes are over here. Can I do this? That works. So that was Crash Lab. Oh yeah. Crash Lab's website has a couple of other projects that are currently in development, including a space-themed shooter and a bee game, which should be cool. But moving on. Yeah. So what's next? Inkle. Inkle made Sorcery. So Inkle is a studio founded by John Ingold and Joseph Humphrey in 2011. John Ingold had previously worked on different interactive fiction things, but Joseph Humphrey had come from Rare, where he had worked on Diddy Kong Racing DS and Viva Pinata Pocket Paradise. Another two names that have come up a few times so far. Their first game was Frankenstein, an interactive version of Mary Shelley's famous novel. They also have a couple of other games that have got notoriety, 80 Days and Heaven's Vault, adventure games which have proved popular, and have also published interactive fiction tools that other studios have used in games like this. So this is Sorcery, Part 1. It's based on the fighting fantasy game books by Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone. In particular, this one, they did a series of 4 based on the 4 sorcery books that Steve Jackson had written. These are sort of choose your own adventure with RPG elements in the style of game books. I'm sure Gibbon has told us about the Getsu Fumaden game book that she's currently translating. But yeah, the main brand for this kind of thing in the West was these fighting fantasy ones. They were very popular. So they're based in the UK. Let me see. Yeah, I've read some of them as a kid. My favorite was Creature of Havoc, which was a lot of fun because instead of playing as a human adventurer in the classical style, you know, Dungeons and Dragons, all that stuff, you play as a hideous monster, basically like a yeti, because you've been cursed. And so the kind of setup is quite different and interesting, putting you in that perspective. Oh, this volume is quite loud. Hold on, turn it down again. Yeah, that was my favorite. That's been adapted to video game form by someone else. But yeah, this is kind of how this works. It's got some of the trappings of a choose your own adventure book, but like, yeah, playing with it in a fun way by having it interactive like this. At a sunrise, you dress, breakfast on bread and goat's milk, and collect the pack and sword from beside your bed. Okay, test the blade. You pause to test the blade against your thumb. The blacksmith has done well. The edge is keen and draws a narrow line of blood. Outside the hut, you hear the outpost settlement stirring into life. Pray for luck. Taking a moment more, you close your eyes and raise a prayer to your spirit guide. This morning it has the form of a panther, but what will it become once your journey truly begins? A great calm descends on you. Time then to depart. You lift back the flap of the hut and step into the early morning sunshine. So yeah, we're going to make choices. Oh, cool. We're drawing on the map for our path. So it's got kind of the trappings of a board game almost, or a tabletop role-playing game. So this is fun. I didn't tell you about who worked on this game though. This was available, or is available for iOS. It was also released on Android, PC, and Mac in 2013. Yeah, it's based on the first sorcery book, The Shamutanti Hills. I think some of the artwork is from the book itself, but they've expanded the events of the book. Sure, the king gave me some money. I'll take it. And some of the new art in the book, in this game, from the credits, new character art is credited to Eddie Sharam. So this is another ex-Rare person. The founders of the company actually, when looking at this, didn't work directly on this game, so I guess that company had expanded by this point, and they had other people working on it. So this is the Rare connection for this one, is that new character art was by Eddie Sharam, who also worked on Cameo, Elements of Power, Viva Pinata Pocket Paradise, and Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and Connect Sports. Sorry. Sound's gone all soft again. So while we're on the subject of fighting fantasy game books and such, I wanted to also mention another company that so I'm not reading this, I'm just clicking through it while I'm talking. So I hope that doesn't mess me up too much, but another company that worked on similar things is Tin Man Games, adapting such things as the famous Warlock of Firetop Mountain. This has kind of a very tenuous Rare connection, because one of the people working on that game at Tin Man was Ben Cosmina, who was not a Rare employee, but was involved in a prominent Rare fan site. So he was a key early staff member at DK Vine, Donkey Kong's Jungle Vine, the Rare and Donkey Kong shared universe fan site, who, well, our very own Gibbon is now a staff member, following in the footsteps of Aussie Ben. But yeah, Ben was an employee at Chrome Studios, an Australia-based video game developer, but when they all got laid off, they had to find other jobs, and he ended up at Tin Man working on adaptations much like this. But this one, Sorcery, it's award-winning. It's very well regarded for its stylishness and adaptation of the source material and expansion on it. It's very it's very cool. So that's kind of introducing us to the combat system, a lot of swiping and such. Depending on how you swipe, it's different kinds of attacks. Enough training. It's time to embark on adventure. You reach the foot of the mighty gate. It is sealed. The sergeant places one hand on the wood. The gate has been locked for some time to deter raiders, he tells you. But you will have no difficulty. The stars in this place allow the DOP spell to be crafted. And he stands back. Having picked up our spellbook earlier, we're able to cast DOP. Whoa, this is flashy. Tap the letters to find a spell. Lots of O's. Oops. What? Yeah. I tapped the one that was too high, and I guess it didn't work. Stop! You weave the spell. One by one, the great tumblers of the door begin to creak and groan. Then the hinges turn with a noise like hail on a canvas roof. These gates have not opened since our last champion was lost, the sergeant says. I wish you more luck than he. Perhaps you will even meet him on your travels. I fear he is dead. The Sightmaster nods, peering at something on the horizon. I believe he is returning, but transformed. I hope you do not meet the same fate. He stands back from you. Yes. To adventure. By the way, I think... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, some of the games I played today are free. This one costs money. I think I got it in a free promotion, so it's in my history. But yeah, all of the sorcery... in fact, all of Inkle's games are paid, but it's not too much. And it's worth it for quality software, isn't it, now? So yeah, I made a choice there. I'm not really reading it, but every now and then events crop up and you have to make a decision as a player, and that can either help or hurt your character. Gibbon says these are always cool. I do like the way they've done this one. I'm not always a fan of a video game adhering to limitations of physical media. Like, for example, I just have a thing against virtual card games. It's just a personal thing. But anyway, when done well, it can be really cool. All right. Avoid the village or go through the village. Let's avoid it. Go through the hills here. We can see kind of this topographic map of the landscape. Perhaps it is the way you started to describe the town, or perhaps it is simply a feeling in your gut. Either way, you leave the path and head off through the scrub, walking perhaps a mile or so out of your way to avoid the town. From the top of the rise, you get a good view of the land ahead, across the Simsosa River. Keep going. But what it looks like hardly matters. You'll find out more once you feel it under your feet. Looking east, there is a glimmer of blue, the sea. Below the shorelines are the caves of Dadule, a place they say is haunted by spirits. Let's go haunting! Spook me! The cliffs of the Kakabad Sea are too intriguing. You have never before left Analand, and now the draw of this legendary spot is too strong. They say the first wizards grew from cracks in the rocks of these caves, and were tugged out by salamanders. They say the tunnels move as the moon moves. They say the wind plays a song as it blows past the entrances, and that this song will make anyone fall in love with you if you sing it. It is all nonsense, of course. Let's look across the sea. Nice. There's so much flavor to this. I love all the descriptions. It's really cool. Okay. Strange markings on a rock could be important. It's a riddle. This is the way that the sorcerer went, and this is the place called the Wizard's Descent. Forward he stepped to prove what he meant. Then he fell. Then he floated, and so did not repent. A gust of wind threatens to pull you over the cliff edge. Interesting. I'm going to do it. Let's risk it. I'm going to step over the lip. I am a mighty wizard. Well then, you set off looking for adventure, and here one is, the Wizard's Descent. Will you take it? I will. Remembering a quick prayer to the fox, your spirit, you close your eyes and step forward. Once, twice, and then your heel slips, and then you're falling. Oh no. Well, what did the wizard do exactly? He was a... they were a wizard. He was a wizard. So maybe cast a spell? I do like this little sequence of spell casting. Oh no, I don't know the spell! Oops. Z. Yes? Oh no, I accidentally tapped W. W-A-L. Wow. Create an invisible wall. Let's do it. Quickly cast a spell. An invisible barrier forms between you and the cliff face, the cliff wall flashing past. Unfortunately, it is not the wall in front of you that rushes up a moment later to break your neck. It is the rocks below. You walked off a cliff. Your adventure is at an end. There we go. An auspicious end to our little jaunt today. But no decision is permanent. Tap the rewind button if you want to scroll back and try a different path. This is the equivalent of when you're playing in your old game books, sticking your finger in the page when it tells you to turn, so that if you meet a grisly end, you can always just flip back and do the other option. Very cool that they kept that in from the books that I remember. Yeah, wrong spell, I guess, or just the wrong decision. Okay. I think that might do it for Inkle. They've got a lot of cool games on the App Store, so check out their stuff. Right. Yeah, what's the time? Yep, so we'll move on now to the next one on our list, which is Squarehead Studios. I'll launch their first game and tell you about it while I play. This game is Flaptrap. It's described as a flappy tube runner. We have to tap and oops, have I muted this? Or is there just no sound? I don't know. I'm not getting anything right now, but anyway, it's fine. You tap and keep tapping to stay inside this bubble. If you drop too low or go too high, you die. And you just want to keep going as it ascends. So it's a very casual little game. Oh no, the bubble's shrinking. So I'll tell you about Squarehead Studios. Oops. Yeah, didn't get very far. In true Flappy Bird style, a run does not last very long. Oh no, ads. Sorry about this. Cool. Sorry. I didn't know this would be like this. Yes, I could skip. Okay, cool. Golly. Squarehead Studios. It's a one-person operation founded by Reese Lewis, who, as explained on their website, or sort of explained, he was a programmer and engineer on Banjo-Kazooie, as far back as that. Also left Rare and, funnily enough, went to work at Retro Studios in Texas and worked on Metroid Prime 3 and Donkey Kong Country Returns. So that's cool. Working at Rare and then sort of working on the Donkey Kong successor to Rare's Donkey Kong games. That's very, very cool. During his video game career, he also has worked on Duke Nukem Forever, apparently. But who hasn't? It was in development for a very long time. Anyway, in 2014, he founded Squarehead. The first project out of the studio was Star Drift, which was later renamed Star Ghost for its Wii U port. I think it's also available on the Switch now as well. It was on iOS, but isn't anymore. Oh, no, stop. The music in Star Drift, or Star Ghost, was done by David Wise, so there's his name popping up again. Another former Rare employee continuing in the industry and doing good work. So, Squarehead has put out a few things. Their most recent is like a very casual coin collecting game. They've also done one called Hugo Hup, which is a sort of doodle jump style game. Apparently, Reese Lewis collaborated with Vince Joly on that, who he'd worked with on Donkey Kong Country Returns. Vince Joly was the creative director of DKCR at Retro. And yeah, they did this little mobile game together. That's still available. That's a paid game. This one's free, and you can see why. Yeah, I'm going to stop this one now. Oh yeah, Coinhole and Connecto are their other games. Connecto's a kind of block falling puzzle game. Yeah, so let's move on. Flaptrap, just a very basic casual game, but this is another one that Squarehead put out. It's called Boost Arena. It was originally released. It's crashing on launch. Maybe I won't get to play this one. It was originally known as Booster.io. It's in the vein of Slither.io, Agar.io, sort of massive multiplayer thing, Destruction Derby kind of game. Well, dang. Okay, well, we're not playing Boost Arena. I guess I didn't test that one. Sorry. Yeah. Too bad. That's not available either. I thought all the rest of them were, but there you go. All right, that gives us the chance then to move on to our final game for today. This is Dashy Crashy by Dumpling Design. Why don't we... Oh, sorry. Was that up there the whole time? Yeah. What did I do? Oh yeah, I turned the volume down, so I'll turn it back up. Okay, cool. What a farce. Dumpling. There you go. Cool. Okay. Dashy Crashy Turbo. Okay, didn't know it was turbo version.
Here we go.
So the title kind of suggests to me a bit of the Crossy Road thing, and it's also a kind of endless scrolling action game.
You're so cool.
Thank you. Basically, you're just swiping to change lanes. It's a bit like those Sonic grind rails or... Oh, well, there's a lot of... Ooh, golly. That's the end of my run, I guess. I guess it's like all those Temple Run type games that are on smartphones these days. Not these days. Temple Run is very old at this point. Wait. That's the chicken from Crossy Road. I guess they did a collaboration. But yeah, lots of cars to unlock. I don't have any, of course. Oh, these cost money? I see. There's a lot. Oh, wow. Okay, Star Wars. It's the TARDIS. Good, good. Secret unlock. So I guess you can earn some through gameplay. Oh, I thought I would scroll around back to the start, but anyway. Alright. So, Dumpling Design, a company formed by Travis Ryan in 2013. Oops! So we'll just hit restart then.
Sweet ride.
Yes, so Travis Ryan and planned this game during development. Brent Poynton joined the company in 2015, and they have also collaborated with Steve Warburton on a couple of things. So those are the names involved here. And yeah, I'll tell you what they did. Oh gosh, getting a high-speed chase here that we have to avoid. That's cool. Oh boy. Ah! It's so distracting. I ran into another car. Too bad. So Travis Ryan mostly has worked at Sumo Digital in the UK. Has credits on Sega Superstars Tennis. What? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Sega Superstars Tennis and Sonic and All-Stars Racing with Banjo-Kazooie. Sorry, Sonic and All-Stars Racing, which in its 360 release had Banjo-Kazooie added to the title because they were guest characters in the game. You know what? This is really loud. I'm going to turn it down. Okay. And yes, so after working at Sumo for a while, he then worked at Rare. So there's the Rare connection. Doing design on Kinect Sports and Kinect Sports 2. So, you know, not those classic games that everyone enjoys from Rare from back in the day, but Kinect Sports has its fans, I'm sure. Oh gosh, this is intense. Anyway, the kind of, I think, part of the gameplay inspiration here is from another series that Travis had worked on. Whoa! Okay. Yeah, for Sega, he worked on Outrun 2 and was the lead designer on Outrun 2006, a follow-up to the classic Sega arcade game about driving and kind of stylish, avoiding traffic, that kind of thing. And you can see those cues here, what with avoiding traffic and the kind of color scheme here and the sense of style to everything. I think that's coming from Travis's love of Outrun and his experience on the series there. As for... Oh, God. As for Brent Poynton, who joined the company and worked on this as well, he's another Rare connection. He is credited for software on things like Viva Pinata 1 and 2, and for DS as well, again. And Nuts and Bolts is popping up again, as well as working on all 3 Kinect Sports games. As for Steve Warburton, I think he's done some work for Sumo as well, so that's how he knew Travis, I guess. So this game, Dashy Crashy, it's here on iOS. It's also available on Apple TV, so you could play it with a controller that way. Oh gosh. So they talk about in the press kit for this game how Travis kind of just had the idea for this while in the backseat of a taxi in Beijing on the way to the airport, which, as you can imagine, is a very hectic traffic situation. And he was like, navigating dangerously through traffic is a fun idea for a game. And what do you know, he was right, because this game is really cool. I really like the style of it. The gameplay is fun too. And, and there's all sorts of fun landscapes to go past. And I'm enjoying the backdrops here. But the Beijing connection is interesting because, just to quickly change gears for a second, while looking at Dumpling's store page on the App Store, I noticed this other game, which I think is just a separate release of Dashy Crashy in Chinese language. But I'm just going to quickly pop it on and see if there's any differences that we can detect. Oh, already I can see changing lanes has a little skidding effect. That's fun. The store description all appears to be in Chinese, I think Mandarin, but I'm not sure. I was never able to tell easily between Mandarin and Cantonese. But anyway, the app name, once downloaded, appears in English as well, so I don't know. Maybe you should just get this one because it seems to be a more updated version with some extra stuff to it. We can see this. Oh, I did a spin in there. That's fun. See, there's new stuff to this. So if you're gonna get a version of Dashy Crashy, I guess go for this one. It looks like it might be. Never mind. I'll check out the available cars, I guess, after this run. But you can run into.
Catch that car.
Which car? Oh, that's me. Yeah, my game center icon is a giraffe memoji. So I think part of the thing with this game is it'll populate the road with other cars based on people in your game center friends list. So if other people you know have played the game, then like their favorite cars will pop up and their icons and stuff. Oops. All too easy to crash. Alright, let's check out... Oh no, we don't need that. No thanks. Is there no like store in this version? Maybe not. Oh no. Oh, this one's ad supported, is it? I wonder... Ugh, stop. Yeah, I couldn't... Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure about other cars or whatever in this version. Oh, nuts. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, whatever. I only noticed this pretty recently, so I didn't... I might have otherwise taken the time to check the text on the store description and tried to translate it to English. I figured I'd get a feel for the game just by playing them both. Oh! Nuts. Whew. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I should mention before I finish today. What I've covered today is quite a wide breadth of game styles and genres and things, which just, you know, is a testament to those people who worked at Rare. The stuff that they made is not limited to only what they made at Rare. What I'm trying to say is that everyone there, or a lot of people there, you know, are very talented, creative people, and they're more than capable of making great games in and out of Rare. So I hope I've showed you today some of the cool things that have come out of people associated with the studio in more recent years in the mobile space, because there's plenty of other stuff, of course, on computer and console that have come out of X-Rare devs as well, including some of the games I've played today, which were ported. One other thing that I wanted to mention but couldn't show is the Nosy Crow games. So Ed Bryan, who is a character designer who worked on Banjo games, among other things, did some freelance work for Playtonic on ukulele, but he also had some games on the App Store that came to DK Vine's attention anyway at a certain point, because he slipped in references to Banjo and stuff. Yeah, it was a series of, like, whoa, that was brutal. Yeah, Ed Bryan did sort of illustrations for these children's picture books, and they were released as books, but also as interactive app books. Like, yeah, you could poke around and move things around and interact with the story and the illustrations. So he did things like Jack and the Beanstalk, and Goldilocks and Little Bear, and also made sly remarks on Twitter about the relation of these characters to Banjo-Kazooie series characters, and so that was fun back then. But yeah, unfortunately the Nosy Crow apps have all been taken down. You can still get them as books, but I guess they stopped updating the app versions and you can't get them anymore, unfortunately. But if you're an adult watching this, they might not have been that interesting to you anyway. They were, yeah, picture books for children, like I say. But I guess if you are an adult with children in your life, that still would have been interesting to share with them. Anyway, not possible anymore, unfortunately. Let me see here. Whoops. Gibbon says, wish I could play this. Looks fun. Yeah, sorry. You said you had an old iPad, right? Maybe you could... Maybe it's available? I don't know. This game is from 2015. That's 6 years ago at this point, so maybe it might be worth checking the store and seeing if it's there for you. I've just swapped back to the other version. There's a little animation when the car changes lanes, but it's more pronounced in the Chinese version. Just noting any differences here. But this is fun. This is addictive. So I might be playing more of this later myself. Yeah, but I think we're gonna wind down now for the stream for the day. This is something I always wanted to get to and show off some of these games that like hardcore Rare fans know about and kind of follow, but there's a lot of them out there and it can be hard to track them sometimes, especially when eventually they leave the store, as happens to a lot of apps, sadly. Let me see. Sorry, as always, it's hard to play and talk at the same time. Okay, that's it. Gibbon says, you're talking to a woman who just ordered a new copy of Sir Toby Jingle's Beastly Journey. I have no idea what you're talking about, Gibbon. But acknowledging it might be possible that you could get this on old iPad. I hope you do.
Select a car.
Okay. Gosh. I like this music. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm gonna like leave the app. Just think for 5 seconds. Yeah. Okay. So, those are some games. Check them out. Yep. Sorry, I'll have a lot of notes in the YouTube archives description for links to these games and these studios to help you find them. Otherwise, yeah. So Toby Jingle's Beastly Journey is one of Gibbon's favorite children's picture books. That's cool. I did semi-recently get... Oh, I found that like the third Dinotopia book and the Paul Jennings and Morris Gleitzman collaborations, Deadly and Wicked. I bought those recently. Those are kids' books. Older kids, but anyway, yeah. So if you enjoyed any of these today, check them out. The rare spirit lives on all over the place, everywhere. It's alive and well. But next week, there's lots more rare games to do. This seems like a good way to end it by saying, you know, there's this rare diaspora that went on to make other games all over the place. But I do have more streams planned of rare games. They might be a bit more haphazard. Mostly so far I've been doing 1 or 2 games at a time, but I'll be doing some more themed streams coming up, so look forward to that. And yeah, have a good time until then. Stay safe, be good to each other, and drink plenty of water. yeah, bye bye.